What's good? We back. Boston Clean, good morning. I know what it is. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. And some reports out there that Robert Garcia would like to see Mikey Garcia move up and face Lucas Matthysse for that regular fake WBA championship. That'll make him a 5-time world champion in 5 different weight divisions. So I see the aim here. It's another cherry pick by Team Garcia, but it's really kind of not, because they want to get their feet wet at 147 pounds. If that's what they want to do. But it kind of is a cherry pick in my opinion, though. At the same time, everybody seen Mattisse look like dog shit, and now everybody want to fight him. Pacquiao want to fight him. Mikey Garcia want to fight him if the Pacquiao fight don't fall through because of promotional issues. So, like I said, man, everybody in boxing can see shit in clarity, that they want to see, but not see the blatant cherry picking. People not calling me a Mikey Garcia hater. I'm not a hater. I'm just giving you facts. Not hating and just, hating on Mikey Garcia for no apparent reason. I have a reason why I'm talking about him in the manner that I'm talking about him. Because, what's his best win on his resume? Exactly. This dude took 2 years off, went to 35, and he's trying to move fast and trying to become a pay-per-view star. I understand that. But at the end of the day, you're not bracing yourself. You're not really preparing yourself to be a force at 147 by cherry picking certain guys. Gentinian, I know you got the opportunity because Jorge Linares passed it up according to your team and Lou DiBella. Then you go back and you fight Adrian Broner, who's done at that point in his career. Lipinets, who's done at that career. How is fighting this level of competition? He not done his career, but he just started in Lipinets, excuse me. How is this bracing you? And then a Mattisse fight, how is this bracing you for Earl Spence, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia fight? Honestly, how is it bracing you? People will say, oh, this guy's ducking, or this guy ain't fought their body, he don't deserve that fight, but y'all can't see what Mikey Garcia is doing. He pulled up on Lomachenko on the set of ESPN, and shit, I still ain't seen them try to make a fight happen. All he's saying is, well, Bob won't let it happen. And did you send him an offer? Did you engage in negotiations with him? I don't think so. You were supposed to fight Linares. Obviously, Linares went and fought Lomachenko, and they got that deal done. That's cool. I think he would have beat the shit out of Linares anyway. But, you're not fighting the absolute best at 35 or at 140 pounds. And then you going to cherry pick Mattisse to call yourself a 5-time world champion in 5 different weight classes. That's not going to prepare you for the boogeyman of Earl Spence, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia at 147. You're really not. She tried to cherry pick Cotto at 54. That's not preparing you. You take a test, you want to be prepared. You want to get all the hard questions out the way. You want to do all the shit you need to do. And he hasn't. He hasn't had a peak fight at any of the weight division. He ain't really had a 50-50 fight at any of these weight classes. He hasn't. He hasn't had a pinnacle fight yet. And what is he, 30 years old with almost 40-some fights, 40 fights? Now you want to go pick on Mattisse because somebody with zero amateur background was beating his ass with a jab and movement, and you think you can take advantage of him. That's another cherry pick. He played Lipinets because he thought Lipinets was sweet, and I told you guys Lipinets could fight. He just don't have no feet, and that's where his downfall really was with the feet. And Buddy McGurf not telling him to go brawl and maul Mikey Garcia. We spoke on that already, okay? But at the same time, how can he leave 35 and 40 without fighting, without unifying, for one? He didn't unify 35. He didn't unify at 140. And I don't know if he unified at 26 or 30. I can't remember. It was so long ago. But I think he didn't unify those divisions. He wasn't the number one guy in any of those divisions, in my opinion, because guess what? He didn't unify. He didn't go beat another champion. So how can you call yourself the number one fighter at 35 or 40? I can't see him as the number one champion because he never tested himself in that way. Even at 140, even he has to wait for, get another fight at 140 and potentially go for Relic and unify titles with him because Hooker and Flanagan is fighting for the WBO, and Progress is waiting for Amir Khan and Jose Ramirez to fight for the WBC. So he could fight Relic if he wants to unify, or go back down to 35 and try to unify Robert Jr., then come back up and try to fight Progress, or Fight somebody that's a danger. Fight somebody that people say, you know what, I don't know if he can beat that guy. He's not done that since he's been back out of Top Rank contract. He hasn't done that. You know, and going to fight Matthysse, that doesn't get you no respect from this way. You know, I understand that you want to get your feet wet at 47, but the whole time you saying, I'm going to fight Errol Spence, I'm going to fight Keith Thurman. You saying these people name to boost your own profile up, to get the juices flowing for no reason. I mean, you say you're going to fight them, fuck a tune up. You know, move up to 40 to 47 and get it popping. Stop talking about what you're going to do and just do it. I'm tired of hearing, you know, this guy just talk crazy. Then he fucks around and fights Olympiad. Then he fuck around and fight Lucas Matthysse. I mean, shit, how can't you not get mad at the motherfucker who's selling wolf tickets? You know, how can't you get mad at him? I mean, that's just factual. That's factual speaking, man. But him and Matthysse, I mean, he should be Matthysse. Matthysse still got some power. He do got a little bit of power, but he can be outboxed. And Mikey is fundamentally sound. He should be outboxed. Man, Matthysse ain't letting his hands go no more like he used to. So, you know, that shit that Lipinets did, you know, let his hands go. I mean, Matthysse ain't gonna do that. And his feet is equally as bad as Lipinets, and he's not as spry and youthful as Lipinets, and as less scar. He had more scar tissue on his face. So, you know, it should be a massacre. You know, in all actuality, you know, you got a dead man with a regular WBA title that shouldn't even be considered a world title count. But you got a dead man with a regular WBA title that who shouldn't even have that title, shouldn't even exist. He shouldn't have the title. And Mikey Garcia sees an opportunity to slide on in and you know, try to pry a title out and steal another title. That's why I say, you know, a lot of these dudes ain't champions, man. They ain't champion. I consider you a champion if you beat the guy, the number one guy, or if you unify a belt or 3 or 2 or 3 belts and you do it that way. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll be like, okay, he was a champion. He held 2 belts at one. You know, certain circumstances I will X that off, depending on the circumstances. But pretty much you got to beat the guy. You got to beat the guy to beat a guy. And you got to, or beat unified championships for me. And Mikey Garcia hasn't done that. You know, from 35 to 40 and even going to 47. He won't be the number one guy, you know. Like I said the other day, it's funny how he slid through the back door when Crawford walked away. You know, had he stayed with Top Rank, I mean, shit, there'd been a lot of good fights on the floor for Mikey Garcia, to be honest. You know, I know he's trying to force him to fight Gamboa, and he didn't want to do it. And I think part of that was he had to extend his contract to fight Gamboa, you know, to get that fight. And if he didn't extend his contract, the fight was off the table. So he chose to, you know, go to war with Bob Arum. He ended up with Al Heyman, ironically, and now he's doing this thing with Premier Boxing Champions. But hypothetically, if you'd have stayed at 140, I mean, shit, the Naras fight could have happened with him. Golden Boy wouldn't have worked with Top Rank. The Lomachenko fight would have happened for him. I mean, that's another good one. You know, 35, he would have been able to sew it up and move up the pound for pound ranking pretty quick. But if his ambitions is to move up to 147, then and make his mark there, then he made the right choice moving over to Premier Boxing Champions, in my opinion. But I mean, shit, this dude is just a cherry picking machine, dude. I'm sorry. I used to like Mikey Garcia. I still do. I like what he brings to the table as a fighter. He's fundamentally sound. He's very, very technical. He's not fast. He's not explosive, but he's solid all the way around. But going to 47, he's going to need to be more than solid all the way around. He's going to need more than technique, more than fundamentals, because those guys all got technique and fundamentals. If they don't got it, they got physical advantages over Mikey Garcia. Garcia may be pound for pound one of the slowest fighters going 147 pounds, because he's already the slowest motherfucker at 140. I don't see too many people that's as slow as him. You know, he's very, very slow. He looked a little bit more explosive versus Lipinets, but he got good timing. You know, he got good understanding how to pick punches off, keep his hard guard, good foot positioning, so he ain't really got to move his head. He can be in a position to attack or be on the defense and always be ready. And that's what makes him special. It's his technique and he's fundamentally sound. He's always in positions, even when he's hurt, even when he's tired. He's always in position, the right position. Maybe be on the defense, maybe be ready to attack, maybe be in the right range to punch, maybe be outside the range to punch. And he got really good feet, to be honest. He ain't got quick feet, but his feet is, you know, you can tell they put a lot of work in just on basic fundamentals. And I see him destroying Matthysse. You know, he should stop Matthysse, to be honest. But I don't think he got enough punch to even, you know, stop Matthysse. But like I said, he walk around the same weight around, you know, Errol Spence and Keith Thurman walk around. He work at 170, but it's different strokes for different folks. That 170 that he walk around with, it ain't the same as Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. Their body type's not the same. Mikey Garcia is not as fast. He don't punch as hard. He may be more technical than some of those guys, but that ain't gonna win him a fight. You know, ain't gonna win him a fight. As much as he got punched by Lipinets, man. Imagine Keith Thurman and Errol Spence landing those bombs on him. He getting knocked out. We seen Mikey on the floor like a freak on the floor at a strip club. We seen it. You know, we seen him kind of quit versus Orlando Salido. And Salido was bringing that heat on him after being knocked down 4 times and kept coming at him. So, you know, you can't just, you know, dismiss those images out your head if you've seen those fights. You can't. It's still there. He's a little bit mature now, but guess what? Shit don't change. Shit don't change. He really think he could beat those guys because he sparred with Chris John. I think he said he sparred with Pacquiao. Don't give a fuck who he sparred with at this point. Marcos Maidana was a good hit puncher. It ain't about the big puncher or fighting Hall of Fame fighters. These are different caliber and a different breed of fighters at 147. You know, they got different styles than Pacquiao. These guys are physically larger than these legendary guys naturally that you spar Maidana, Pacquiao. I think he said Chris John. A lot of guys he sparred with. These guys are physically larger, more physical, just as fast, faster than most of those guys. And they got a good understanding how to knock your ass out. So, like I said, you know, Mikey Garcia to dip out at 135 and 140 without unifying and move up to 147 for Matthysse, I consider that an epic duck goose. I really do. You know, he cherry picking Matthysse. He pulled up, said he wanted Lomachenko, then turn around and do the same thing we did with Crawford. Well, Bob Brim won't let me fight him. Just let me brawl him. Like I said, he pulled up on those guys. Those fights didn't happen. He knew they couldn't happen. But he's using Terrence Crawford's name. He's using Lomachenko's name. I mean, he's using this name and that name. All of a sudden, he's going to try to slide out the back door to 147. I'm cool with it. But why you going? I mean, you trying to cherry pick another title and call yourself, yourself another title versus Matthysse. That shouldn't even be considered a real title. You know, if you as gangster as you say you is and you ready, I mean, shit, go out there and call out Danny Garcia. He looking for a fight. Sean Porter looking for a fight. And if you get past those guys, I mean, you know, forget it. Go up there for Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. I'm pretty sure Errol Spence would like to have you at the end of the year, especially if you beat Danny or Sean Porter. Pretty sure he'd like to have you. But like I said, he might fuck around and fight Matthysse and get that title and move back down and try to do something else. I'm trying to tell you guys, they don't really believe this guy can beat Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. He can compete with those guys. You hear his brother say, oh, I don't know what he's talking about. He's talking crazy, Holmes. You know what I'm saying? They don't believe that dumbass shit, and I don't believe that dumbass shit. Maybe his body mature a little bit more. But when I seen that 140, he better stay away from 47. But he'll beat